Can we afford to retire in Buenos Aires in 2025? Once upon a time, this city used to be considered one of the cheaper destinations for retirees around the world, but in the last few years, it's been a bit of a financial roller coaster. So stick around because today we're going to tell you about every single thing we spent in Buenos Aires in January of 2025.
Our budget is $3,500 per month, but since starting the month and starting the year in Buenos Aires, what happened to our budget? It's quite interesting. You might be shocked. And we also wanted to bring something new to you guys, which is how many points we were able to accumulate in this month. Why? Because we see points and miles as an income stream, which does help us quite a lot in offsetting the cost. All right, the first item is clothing and personal care, and as the name says, this is what it is, and we did not spend any money at all. One tip that we could give it to you guys is we were walking around the city and we went to the shopping 1 or 2 times and just looking at the stores. The prices here for clothing are quite expensive, so if you want to bring anything, they will be better rather than spend the money here.
Yeah, so we didn't spend anything. And the same went for medical. We didn't actually spend any money in January for medical.
Yeah. Let's move to the next one, which is going to be cell phones. And in total, we spent $13. Why $13? These are the 2 lines that we have with Tello, only for the regular phone number. And what else?
Well, we do have data. So we do have an eSIM that we use with Iralo. We have their global plan that's valid for 365 days. And funny enough, Jean actually today got a message on his phone saying that he only had 25% of that plan left. We purchased that plan back in July of 2024, and it's probably going to last us till the end of February, and it cost around $70 for that 20 gigs of data. We've used that plus Wi-Fi and haven't had to re-up it since July.
Yeah, and it's to us, this is a must. It is quite easy as we move through new countries and not sometimes when you have to order an Uber or like any other service, we leave the plane, we already have access to the data, so it's really quite easy to go.
It's good. Next category is personal care. We spent $124 this month on personal care, and that included, well, I guess the biggest expense was a massage that I got here when we first landed in Buenos Aires because I tweaked my back. I'd done something to my hip. I don't know what it was. But anyways, I went for a massage, which really helped out.
Yeah. In total, you did say, right? $124. Okay, let's go to the next one, which is entertainment. And in total, again, we spent $132.
I know. Normally, we say we spend $0 in entertainment because eating out is our entertainment, which it still is. However, this month, we actually did a few paid things. Before we get to that, Buenos Aires is full of free things that you can do. There's sculptures all around the city. There's parks. It's extremely walkable. There's things like, there's a bookstore. I forget the name of it off the top of my head. I'll put it down on the screen, but it's a bookstore. It's an old theater that they've transformed into this grand bookstore. It's stunning. You can go in there, walk around, grab a coffee, stuff like that. The city's full of it.
Yeah.
But we did pay for 3 things. The first one was a hop-on, hop-off bus tour when we just wanted to get the lay of the land here in Buenos Aires.
Yeah, there are 2 companies offering this service, the yellow bus and the red bus. We decided to take the red bus, which was like a red sign that we should not
have taken that bus.
The reason was the prices were basically the same. So we decided to go with the red, maybe because I like red, I don't know. But by the time that we were kind of walking around, we noticed a lot of people waiting, lining up to get into the bus, and they were not able to because the number of buses, at least on the day that we took,
there wasn't very many. No, I think when we were waiting initially to get on the bus, 3 of the yellow ones would go by before one red one would show up. And there was always empty seats on the yellow one as opposed to the huge lineups for the red one. So if you're here in Buenos Aires and are thinking of the hop on, hop off, use the yellow bus instead of the red bus. And second tip on that one is sit on the left-hand side of the bus because we were on the right and the vast majority of everything you want to see is on the left side.
We did read the reviews. The reviews were not that great about the red, and we thought, oh, maybe that's not the case anymore. Everything has changed. No, it did not. Read the reviews.
Yeah. The next thing we did was we took a tour of the Japanese gardens. They're so beautiful, guys. If you have a chance, it's well worth it. It was about $25 for the two of us to enter the Japanese gardens, but they're so beautiful. You can really spend the day here, bring a book, sit in the gardens, enjoy the peaceful serenity and the surroundings and the flowers and the water. There's even a little restaurant and a cafe that you can go and grab some lunch or a snack at.
Yeah.
Third thing.
We also went to Recoleta Cemetery. And by the way, this is the area that we are in, Recoleta. So, and we love it here.
Yeah.
Why we decided to pay a guided tour?
Yeah, well, you have to pay an entrance fee anyway. So we chose to go with a guide just because there is so much history and there's so many stories and lore surrounding the cemetery that it's really kind of nice to get somebody to tell you all the intricacies of it. The next category is going to be travel and transportation. And in total, we spent $173.
It does include the flight from Fortaleza to Buenos Aires, as well as an upgraded seat, because it was around 5 hours and a half flight. And then we thought, let's treat ourselves.
Yeah, that flight was purchased using points, which is why the total is so low for travel and transportation. It also includes Uber and Cabify here in the city.
In the city, we have two services that usually people use. It's either Uber or Cabify. We decided to use Cabify based on the reviews. There are more people, like especially the locals, using this service. When we were comparing the prices were basically the same. The only difference was how long it's going to take you until somebody comes and pick you up. Cabify faster than Uber.
Next category, fees and charges. We include all of our expenses because we really want to provide you guys with a correct view of what your actual spending could be in retirement. So we are including our fees and charges. This month, we paid the annual fee on 2 credit cards. The first one is the Chase Hyatt card, and we hold that card because, well, we're going to be staying at Hyatt hotels and it provides certain benefits when you stay there. As well, the $95 annual fee comes with a free night certificate that can be used at category 1 to 4 properties. And we're going to show you the value of this certificate in an upcoming video. So make sure you keep coming back.
And the second one, it was for Wyndham. We also decided to get the credit card from Wyndham. It's just to give us some options whenever we are around the world.
Diversification everywhere.
Not only in investments, diversification in hotels. And we spent $75 for the annual fee, and the annual fee allows you to have also one free night, which is up to 7,500 points.
Yeah. So the next category is going to be health insurance, a very big, huge must for anybody who's traveling at all. We choose to use Safety Wing and their Nomad policy. So it's a medical policy, but it does include a little bit of travel insurance as well, but we have it for medical. And in total, we paid $225 for the month. For the both of us for the month.
The next one is going to be miscellaneous, and we spent in total $237. Why? We had to go to the consulate, the Canadian consulate here in Buenos Aires, and get some documents taken care of, as well as shipping from Buenos Aires.
Friend FedEx again, guys.
There you go. Shipping items from here in Buenos Aires to North America. So that's why this amount was quite expensive.
I think we should buy shares in FedEx. Is that possible? Because we spend a lot of money on FedEx.
DHL would be the same thing, and as well as UPS. I don't know if we end up going to FedEx, but the prices were usually similar. And by the way, that's a really good tip for you guys. When you are preparing your budget for the year, consider those things, especially having to ship, things internationally, because the prices are quite expensive.
Right. And before we go anywhere further into our numbers and our budget, we have 3 categories left. It's going to be accommodation, eating out, and groceries. So we want you guys to tell us below, which one do you think is going to be the biggest category this month?
But pause the video and let us know, and then watch the video.
Yeah. So moving along, the next category is going to be
groceries.
Aha. Yeah. Not the biggest.
No. Groceries we spent in total $397.
Yeah, it's pretty good, right? We found that the grocery prices here in the grocery stores are kind of comparable to the United States and Canada. However, we did find that it was way more affordable to go to some of the local
Local.
fruits and vegetable
Yes.
stores along with the butchers, and they're everywhere. But the
Yeah.
prices in those particular places are far more affordable.
Yeah, and from the region that we are in, you have Dia as one grocery chain. You also have Disco, you have Carrefour.
Yeah, there's some big, they're really great grocery
Yeah,
stores. Don't
yeah.
get us wrong. It's just that you'll find better prices, in some of the smaller places for your produce
Especially
and your
for
meat.
foods. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Second to last category is going to be accommodation.
Accommodation, yeah.
We chose to use Airbnb because we are here for almost an entire month. So we are staying here for 28 days, which means we got a pretty good discount on our Airbnb. We also booked this quite a ways in advance.
Yeah.
Because when we looked closer to coming, the prices had increased substantially. So we got a really good price. We're here for 28 days and we paid $908.
Yes.
And I think we're in a pretty good location. It's pretty quiet. I think we would stay in this Airbnb again if we came back.
If you are thinking of places to stay in Buenos Aires, it's either going to be Recoleta, which is the neighborhood that we are in, if not Palermo, which is it's close to us, or if not, a new region that I kind of see, which is Puerto Madero, which is close to the river.
Really
I believe that you are staying in one of those three locations.
Yeah.
We still believe that Recoleta, it's kind of in between, and we have access to everything, right?
Well, if you guessed that eating out was our biggest category, shocker. It's the biggest category in January again. We spent $1,038 eating out in January.
Yeah. Totally worth it.
Yeah.
I don't have any regrets at all. But funny things we're gonna share with you. Why is this amount quite high?
We made friends. So we had a great opportunity while we've been here in Buenos Aires to meet up with people from some Facebook communities that we're a part of. So it was really great to get to know them. And we ended up actually going out for dinner and drinks with one of our new friend couples, Ashley and Levon. So we had a great time. We went out to a really cool Michelin star restaurant. It was an Argentinian Asian fusion restaurant called Niño Gordo.
Niño Gordo, yeah.
But that was one of our more expensive meals. And then one of our more special meals as well was we got to spend the afternoon with Jean's nephew, who was in Buenos Aires because the cruise ship that he's working on had actually docked here for the day. So we got to meet up with him and go out for a nice lunch and just catch up because we hadn't seen him in quite some time. So it was really nice. But in total, how many times did we eat out?
We went out 21 times. When we say when eating out, it's either for breakfast, for lunch, or for dinner, or even appetizers throughout the day. Or ice cream.
We went out for ice cream a few times.
We did, yeah. 21 times.
Yeah, we found the best gelato place, and we'll put a picture of it on the screen because everybody who comes to Buenos Aires should go to this gelato place.
Yeah.
So in total for January, we spent $3,417 under budget.
It is under budget. It's on average around $110 per day, which is not bad for both of us, right?
If you're a single person, it's going to be even less because you don't have double the food costs. And let's face it, there's some pretty extreme food costs here.
Yeah.
And when we asked you before what you thought our biggest category was going to be, it's because those three categories of eating out, groceries, and accommodation accounted for 69% of our spending this month.
Yeah, and something new for you guys that we wanted to bring and explain why we think points and miles is one sort of our income is for this month using the credit card most of the times, we are able to accumulate 20,894 points and miles that is going to be used in the future as we move along to offset the cost that we have this month.
Yeah, if you even just extrapolate that for 12 months, you're looking at like 240,000 points and miles. So it's very powerful, just your regular everyday spending.
Using the right credit card.
So if you're interested at all, check out the video on your screen right now for a little bit more info.
We hope that you're well, we hope that you're safe, and see you on our next video.
Take care, guys.
Bye.